Hey guys, so a quick update here about the feed formulation. Now there's a video I made about 2 weeks ago. I haven't posted for a while. The other week I was very busy, quite busy planning. There's something coming up, a project coming up next week, guys. I'll be updating you on that. So let me just remind you this. There's a video I made about feed formulation. I think comparing the alternatives that you have, and I may have made a mistake in comparing the feeds which involve mixing your own feeds. Now for instance, I have two bags here, guys, which as you can see, this is the commercially made feed. You can see it's just mash. I don't know, is it clear? Okay, there you go. So it's completely mash. This is the commercial feeds that I bought. Okay, and then in this sack we have the mixer. This is what I mixed on my own. So what I do is that I get the maize, I get the raw materials, the maize, the whole maize, the maize jam if it's there, or the maize bran or wheat bran, and then the sardines or the small fish that you can see inside here, and then I get soya. So if the soya is not roasted, I have to roast it and then crush it, take it to the mill and then have it crushed, so that I come and I mix them at home. So these are the two feeds that I have. So the other week I may have said that my own feeds give a production percentage of around 80 to 90%. I must correct that in this video. I'm correcting that percentage is actually very high. It's actually 96. I was actually surprised yesterday, guys, that I got an over 98% in terms of laying. I can guarantee you that. Now normally I collect 8.5 to 8 to 8.5 trays per day of eggs, but yesterday I got 9 trays per day. Now this is the food I was using, guys. This is the food I've been using. Now I've been a bit busy for the rest of the the previous 2 weeks, because I was not measuring I was not actually measuring, but counting the number of eggs that I'm collecting. So that was the problem there. So yesterday when I counted, I got my trays, and then I was surprised that in the evening I got actually over 9 trays. Although some were broken because I collected late, but I got 9 trays. Now I've never collected 9 trays before, guys. In my own knowledge, I've never collected that. I usually collect 8 to 8.5 trays per day. So from these are flock. So I was surprised, and remember that when I collect the 8 trays, I'm actually using this feed, the commercially available feed that I buy, guys. Now normally I mix the two, or I buy the commercial feeds if during that week I'm very busy. I cannot be able to fetch the raw materials. I don't have enough time to actually fetch the raw materials so that I can be able to mix my own feeds. But so that's when I actually I consider buying these commercially made feeds. But this one, when I have time to gather the raw materials, which to my advantage, they are very close, in terms of the market is very close. Just to source for this is very close. I'm very close to the market for this, so there's no problem with that. The problem is with the time. When I actually have the time, I can actually fetch the raw materials quickly and then mix them just within a day. It's no hassle there. Now in this video, guys, I'm actually updating you on the percentage of the laying that I got, guys. I got 9 trays. That's actually the highest I've ever collected in a day, and it is surprising that these are the feeds that the chickens were feeding on, which means this formulation works. This is the right formulation that works, guys. Now let me just give you an update on what actually goes on when you are mixing this. I think we will have a chart here. So okay, so to start off, we have this table. As you can see, this is a feed formulation table. This is for layers. So this is the table I want to quickly go through. Now you can see we have 3 items there. We have the items that are needed, rather columns, and then the quantity in kilograms. And then I've added a column for costs, but that won't be necessary for now. Let's just go through the items which I've broken down into, I think 6 or 7, I think close to 10 items. So the first one is broken maize. That is the major one that you need, the broken maize. And the quantity is 90 kg. You need 90 kg. Now you're preparing a 200 kilo kilos of layers mash. So that's what you need. Now we need 90 kgs of broken maize, and then soya, we have that 35 kilos. As you can see, fish meal in that order, 20 tins or 11 kgs. And then we also need a maize bran or wheat bran or whatever, whether you get a bran or jam, that's what you need. And you need 45 kilos. And then you have lime, or that is for for the shell of the egg to be strong. That is the lime or the calcium. And then the other minor, now the rest of the items you may not necessarily be able to fetch them, but you actually need them. They are important macro nutrients, the important micronutrients which are missing in the main items that you mentioned above, the broken maize, soya, fish meal. Although they are found there in small quantities, but you need to add them just to make the weight or the the production, increase the production of the the layers. Now, so we have the methionine there. We need 200 grams. You have the lysine, coccidiostatin. That's just to prevent coccidiosis, the disease coccidiosis, which is the disease that affects the chickens. And because they eat in the dirt, sorry, sometimes the chickens eat in the dirt, or they scratch around and then they may eat the dirt, and then they may get bacteria or infections like that. So that's to prevent that. And then lastly, you have the toxin binder, because you are dealing with different items which have different bacteria in them. So you need a binder to actually get rid. This is actually a treatment for those bacteria that may be in those items that I've listed above, because we fetch them in different areas, and therefore we need to actually bind them. Those are toxins. Now so the quantities are there, and then the interesting part is that I've added the cost to that quantity, so that you may note down what is exactly what. These are actually my costs. They may be different from yours, so this may not be that important, but I've just added that column to show you that there is a huge comparison when somebody tells you that these are cheap costs, these are cheap feeds that I'm making. There's no such thing as cheap feeds, guys. Cheap feeds are not in the market. They're not anywhere, unless you are doing some form of farming that doesn't bring in money, because this one is a business on its own, and it has to bring in profits. So there's no such thing as cheap feeds, guys. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. So, and you bring in good feeds, you will get quality production. So this is what I've been using for the last 2 weeks, and these have been the results. As you can see, look at the egg size. The eggs are very huge, and they are very the eggs are very huge. Yeah, that's the thing. They're very huge. Now, the column section, I've just included that just to show you that the total cost for this, it should be 13,460 Kenya shillings. Now, remember, I've not added the transport cost for that, so it may shoot all the way up to 14,000 shillings, depending on where I get the raw materials. Now, this may be different from yours, but if you live in Kenya, this should be your approximate cost at this point. Now, compare that to the commercial feeds that I buy. Now, right now, a 50 kg bag of layers mash is going for the best known company in the country, which actually sells the most of these layers, is actually going for 3,500 Kenya shillings. That is for a 50 kg bag. Now, to get that, I need like 4 of them. Now, to make 200 kilos, I need like 4 of them, which gives me around 3,500 times 4. That should be, quick math, that should be 14,000 shillings, 14,000 Kenya shillings. Now, you see, they are very close. They are very close. So, in terms of feeds, guys, excuse me, if you need the quality results, if you need quality, it means you have to put in the money, you have to put in the time and the money that you needed to actually bring out that quality feeds, quality results in this case. Now, in this case, we have quality eggs. That's what you're looking for. We need bigger eggs. We need tastier eggs. We need eggs with a harder shell. You see, that's what we want at the end of the day. So that's it, guys, for this video. Keep subscribing to the channel, and see you next week with more videos.